Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, California Weather Watch. Today is March 28th, and right now we are looking at the combination of Doppler radars across the state. You can see Central California, Sacramento. There's Eureka up here. Look at this frontal system. It is impacting the Bay Area as we speak. Gusty winds with it. We got wind advisories all over the place. Winter storm warnings all over. Eureka was gusting 58 miles per hour this morning. This frontal system will continue to slide south and east as we go through tonight into tomorrow morning as well. So jumping right into things here. Look at the mid-level water vapor loop, the beautiful representation of this mid-latitude cyclone spinning that cold air back in around itself, and you can kind of see a little bit of an eye feature on this storm there. Strong frontal system, like we said, right across the Bay Area now will continue its march south. This upper level low is going to continue down the coastline here as we go on in through Wednesday and Thursday, eventually all the way down towards Southern California. This is looking at yesterday afternoon's European on the left and the GFS on the right here. This is up towards 18,000 feet. Good model agreement in the short term for the strong storm impacting the state. Gets out of here. We get a weak system coming through later this weekend shown here on the GFS and the European model. But then look, as we go out towards next week, again, the European wants to develop another strong storm off the coastline here. GFS does show some troughing in the similar time frame here, but not as strong a storm. Put that into motion here, and then the GFS tries to drop a strong storm down towards California. We are getting quite a ways out there into fantasy land at this point, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. But we are going to look at this over the next few days, as it looks like we could remain active on in through early April, even towards mid-April coming up here. So we'll watch that closely day by day here. This is National Weather Service Sacramento, and again on track for the big snow amounts over the higher terrain here in Northern California. You can see these low snow levels, dangerous travel conditions. Don't be out there if you don't have to. Heaviest precip should occur today, but this continues on through Wednesday. Great graphic from the National Weather Service Sacramento. Wind advisories in the tan. You can see winter weather advisories in the purple there, and the winter storm warnings in the pink. There are some winter storm watches still down here across Southern California as that frontal system moves down through the region, off in the higher terrain there. Now we're looking at day one excessive rainfall outlook. As you know, stream levels are high. Everything is saturated, so there is some flash flooding potential, mainly along the coastal regions here. Day two, it does extend down towards the Los Angeles metro, but just a marginal threat at this point. This is the day 1 through 3 overall winter storm impacts, similar to what the National Weather Service Sacramento was showing there. And you can see some of Southern California would be included in some of those impacts as well over the next 1 to 2 days. This was looking at last night's European run here, and you can see that frontal system dragged down across the state there. Big mountain snows, upper level low, taking its sweet time to move across the area. Thunderstorm potential with that across Central California mainly Wednesday, and Southern California on the day Thursday. We'll take a look at that a little bit closer tomorrow morning here and try to pinpoint to see if there is a tornado threat with some of this activity here, as we could potentially get some stronger thunderstorms Wednesday and Thursday across some of Central and Southern California. This is looking at the HER3KM, a high-resolution model here. This is up towards 18,000 feet. This is temperature, and you can clearly see this polar lobe driving this storm system here, just really getting established across the state of California by Thursday morning. Just a nice visual representation of what's going on above us here in the atmosphere. Here we go, 2,500 feet, 925 millibars, much closer to the surface. And look at that frontal system drive down across the state here. Cold air behind it, really enveloping the entire state by the time we go on into Thursday morning. I mean, look at that. California, they're in late March. Gotta love it. So here we go. Here's the HER3KM. Also, this is composite reflectivity. This is what the Doppler radar would look like about now. And then it's forecast to show that frontal system moving south. Then you see the spin in the atmosphere here, the potential for some strong thunderstorms with this upper level low here, some nice shear and some nice CAPE, convective available potential energy, destabilizing the atmosphere. And again, that threat's going to move down through Southern California here as we go on into Thursday. This is looking at that CAPE, and you'll clearly see it here as we go into Wednesday. Look at this destabilize across some of the Central Valley there, and then eventually continue to pinwheel down the coastline on into Thursday. This is looking at lightning flash density, kind of ignoring that. Not too much lightning showing up with the frontal system, but as the upper level low gets closer here, some of this thunderstorm activity is going to manifest itself across the Central Valley there. Just kind of giving you a visual representation for that lightning potential on in through Wednesday afternoon and evening. This is day 1 thunderstorm outlook. It kind of starts to include the Northern California coastline. This is day 2. You could get an upgrade to some marginal risk here, maybe across the Central Valley here. We'll see how that trends, and we'll look at it a little bit more closely tomorrow morning. And this is for day 3, Thursday, for Southern California. This is 24-hour running snowfall totals here coming up. So you can see the storm system dropping some hefty amounts across Northern California and the Sierra Nevada. Does get Southern California a bit here too. Then we go through this weekend with another shot for the Sierra Nevada and Northern California. Keep going forward. Another shot midweek coming up there. And then that European wants to drop that next stronger storm down across the region again here, which could mean more snow for the higher terrain. So the longer we keep that snow up in the Sierra Nevada here, the closer we get to some potential warm-ups here, which you wouldn't even need an atmospheric river to cause some pretty significant flooding at this point. Just a plain old warm-up here would really exacerbate the already ongoing flooding here across much of the state. So worst case scenario is that we stay active through mid-April, and then we bring an atmospheric river, a warm one, into the state here as we go through mid-April. That would be just disastrous across the state here. So hopefully we can warm up more gradually versus, building up all this snowpack through mid-April, then melting it quite rapidly. Fingers crossed. Now here we go. This is last night's European run. I just wanted to kind of show you this storm system. This is up towards 18,000 feet. You can see the powerful jet stream associated with that moving across the state. Next system starts to clip us this weekend there, and then it wants to show that next strong storm right off the coastline. I mean, my goodness, if this goes on again next week, can you imagine? Just no rest for the weary. You got to keep saying that here as you look through the extended. Then maybe we would get a break here off through the extended forecast, but who knows? That's so far off in fantasy land. It wouldn't shock me that we stayed active here on in through mid-April. This is looking at that storm system currently impacting the state there. And then the next one that comes through the weekend here, you can see maybe, mainly central Northern California here with some snowfall potential here. Then that next strong storm there would be a big weather maker here again for the state of California. So anyway, it's kind of out in fantasy land now, but just trying to give you guys a heads up. Things could remain active on in through early to mid-April. And I brought this up yesterday. Nino 3.4 is right at neutral conditions here. You can see our climb out of La Nina here. And we're now right at neutral conditions here. There's Hawaii. That would be Mexico, South America, Australia. And this is the Central Pacific here. So we are at average temperatures right now across the Central Pacific. But as you can see here in the models, it's showing us moving towards moderate and potentially even a strong El Nino by the time we get towards fall and winter coming up here. If you look closely on the right, you can kind of see the Hawaiian Islands in the middle of this. This is the Central Pacific Ocean, and you can see the evolution, at least in the forecast here, of that warm tongue moving out across the Central Pacific Ocean there for El Nino. Yeah, so strong El Nino, not out of the possibility here as we go through fall and winter coming up. This is snow water equivalent, and we have huge amounts stored up upon the Sierra Nevada here. A lot of potential energy up there, and we've already got flooding ongoing now, so it's going to be very hard to avoid some more significant flooding as this snowpack starts to melt as we go through April on into May, and hopefully we don't warm it up rapidly with the powerful atmospheric river. As we get further into the season here, though, the atmospheric river potential does go down quite a bit here. So we've got that working for us, but we still do not want to warm things up too quickly. We're crossing our fingers for a gradual warm up. This is snow water equivalent. You can see the statewide summary, number of stations reporting 99. The average snow water equivalent is up towards 5 feet of water. So if you melted it down, you'd have about close to 60 inches right now, which is over 225% of normal for April 1st. So very impressive snowpack up there right now. And the current reservoir conditions are quite well. You can see most areas are up above their historical average now. I mean, it seems like it's been a while since we've been able to say that. Look at Shasta is all the way up to 103% of its historical average, 81% of the way full. So very impressive recovery here from the reservoirs across the state. But yeah, pretty nice imagery there on the satellite there. I mean, what a powerful storm here. We could do it again next week even. We'll see how that trends. We'll watch it closely. It'll be interesting to see what the models show off through the extended forecast, but we do have a system coming in later this weekend as well that's going to clip central and northern California with some more snowfall for the Sierra and the Siskiyou areas up there also. So anyway, hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Click like and subscribe. I'm back to work today for one day. Then I may do a live stream later on this week. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the forecast trends. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day, and we will do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.